Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shumon, and today I'm going to be talking about the fund accounting principles. In our last video, we have talked about the overview of the fund accounting and few points on the advantages and disadvantages of fund accounting. So let's get into that topic directly instead of wasting some more time. Okay, so let's go. So if I talk about the principles, see first before I get started, I want to highlight 2 points. See, there are a lot of principles are there in fund accounting, so it's not possible to cover each and every points of the fund accounting in one video. So I'll focus on the key principles that is being followed across the globe. Also, I'll be jot down all these points in the screen, as if you can take the notes for your interview. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So to start with, the first principle that I'm going to talk about is the transparency. So see, basically, when you already know the source of the income, where you are getting the money and where you are spending those monies, that means the incomes and expenses are transparent, right? So as an investor, if you suppose you have a money and you want to invest in one company, and so before, what would you do? First you will go and check for that company details, right? That means you want to make sure that if the company is having good profit or not, if the company is in a current stage or not. So using this fund accounting, the companies also tries to make their expenses and the incomes as much as transparent, as if that can there cannot be any issues in the audits or in compliance. Okay. So that would be the first point, the transparency. Coming to the second point that I want to highlight is the consistency. um, so it's pretty simple. Like, suppose you are working on quarter one. Okay. So whatever the techniques, whatever the principles, whatever the fundamentals that you have applied while working, while finalizing the quarter one reporting, you should be following the same sort of principles, methodologies, in Q2, Q3 and Q4 also. It's not like दिल किया अभी एक प्रिंसिपल यूज़ करके दूसरा कुछ फॉर्मेटिंग यूज़ करके नेक्स्ट के 2-3 क्वार्टर में मैंने फिनिश कर दिया. However, I use a different strategies in Q1. No, you have to be consistent. Whatever the methods, whatever the principles you are applying in Q1, you should be using the same for rest of the years also. Okay, so that is the consistency. Now coming to the third principles I want to talk about is the restricted funds. Well, now it's in this point, it basically, in this principle, it basically says that if there is any particular expense for any specific particular funds, you should be utilizing that fund for that particular fund itself. Let's take an example. Suppose you are working on a client who maintains the master feeder structures. Okay. So in the beginning of the year, client gave you $10,000 a budget for for master, for legal fee. Okay. But now you are not allowed to do you are not allowed to use that money in any of the feeder funds. Okay. That means that $10,000 of legal fee is restricted to master fund only. Okay. I just took an example of legal fee, that it can be another fee as well. Principle I'm gonna talk about is the accrual. It's the commonly used technique in fund accounting, where all the expenses and revenues are accounted into the accounting platform, regardless whatever the accounting platforms you are using. You can be using I'm not gonna take any of the names in this video, maybe just to avoid any kind of copyright or illegal issues. So there might be in number of accounting platforms. So The motto is you in accrual basis you are accounting those expenses and revenues as and when they incurred, rather than you are waiting for them when the cash is being engaged. In accrual accounting, it's basically you are accounting those expenses revenues as and when they incurred. But in cash accounting, you are accounting them only when the cash is being reflected in your statements. Okay. So that is one principle in fund accounting. Coming to the next one, I would say the reporting. Okay. See, in every company, you know the reporting is very crucial. No, it's not only for fund accounting, it's for all the companies, whether it's a fund accounting domain or it's a normal accounts payable domain. Everywhere, wherever you go, reporting is something which is very crucial, because when there will be any compliance, when there is any auditors, they will be looking at your reports. As an auditor, they will not be going through each and each day records. Rather than they will be picking the balance sheet, or maybe the profit and loss, the year-end statements. And if there is any doubt, they will be asking for more reports also. Okay. So reporting is something that has to be maintained by each and every company, not only fund accounting, but it applies to all the companies. And that too has to be by abiding the rules and regulations of the company and the governments in which that company is existing. Okay. Again, there's one more, the principle that I'm going to talk about is the accountability. It's pretty much similar to the last one that I just spoke about. It's basically you have to be accountable. Whatever you are entering into the platforms, whether it's expense, whether it's a revenue there, and it should be unbiased. Okay. There has to be proper backup for this, there proper description for this. So you have to go through each and everything based on the rules, based on the proper descriptions. You have to be, and yeah. So you have to be accountable for those postings. Okay. So these are the normal key principles of fund accounting. See, as I I told you in the beginning of the video, there might be lot of principles of fund accounting which cannot be possible to highlight in one single video. Okay. But suppose you are in you have been in an interview where interviewer is asking for the 3 to 4 points of this key principle. If you can answer 3 to 4 points or 4 5 points with basic example, I would always suggest that I always do, not to go by the definition. Always maintain your own thinking, your own logic. The logic has to be the correct thing. You can use whatever the example that you want. Okay. Chalo, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. So, if you have any questions or concerns regarding these principles, please let me know. Please, provide your feedbacks and comments in the in the below comment section. If you like my video, please subscribe. Stay with me. There are a lot of things that I'll be discussing in this video, and I really required your feedbacks on them also. So in the next upcoming videos, we'll be talking about more on the fund specific, whether it's hedge funds, private equity funds. I'll be discussing about all of them. And I'll be going through each and every section of those funds. ठीक है. So चलिए फिर मिलते हैं फिर अगले वीडियो में. Thank you.